Dot. We are now live on the air. Welcome, everybody. It is August the 7th, 2014, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself, the Punching Pastor Wes Wingo, Troy Eggery. We're here to bless you, hopefully, with some good information and just to continue our wonderful success together. Troy, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you say a few words if you'd like.
Okay, I need a cool name like that, the Punching Pastor.
We'll think of something for sure, man. You've got a lot of talent.
Cool, man. But yeah, welcome everybody to tonight's Hangout. Tonight we're going to, and this probably should have been the first webinar that we've done within this whole series, but I wanted to cover a theme that I keep hearing over and over and over from a lot of people, not just affiliates, but from customers too, who want to become affiliates. But Wes and I are going to cover how to bring when you actually sponsor somebody, what's the next step? You know, what do you do with that person? How do you get them up and running? How do you call them or email them? You know, really just cover some things that you could be doing as far as your next step and the role that you're supposed to be playing as the sponsoring affiliate for that person. So just to jump right into it, again, you know, not trying to keep everyone here too long because this is actually not a very it's a very simple subject matter. If you're complicating it, it probably means that you're probably doing things that you shouldn't be doing, which is fine. I mean, you know, there have been times before where, you know, I've been in a position where I was trying to be the end-all be-all for people. I was trying to, do their eBay listings basically for them and like be like everything to every single person. But what you have to understand is Roger, before DS Domination, Roger used to sell this training for a very high dollar price. Everything that is covered, we'll just start with the pro training. Everything that's covered in the pro training is everything that a person needs to know in order to become successful on eBay, dropshipping from Amazon to eBay. There's only two types of questions that you'll get when you just sponsor somebody. The first type of question is from the person who didn't watch all the trainings, they didn't watch any of the webinars, and they're asking you questions that are in the trainings. Now, what I would typically do with that person is I would just revert them back to the trainings. I would maybe answer the question if I know how to answer it, but kind of tell them, okay, well, you know, what you're asking how to return an item on eBay. That's covered in I think it's like module 14 or 16, which is how to return an item for a customer. So those are the first series of questions that you'll get from people, and it's kind of obvious when they're asking when they didn't watch any of the trainings. I kind of just tell them, okay, go back, watch the trainings, and maybe you missed a couple of them, but just go back and watch the trainings. The other type of questions that you'll get from people are well, actually, I guess there's three questions. So the second type of question you'll get from somebody is they'll ask you questions about their eBay account. They'll ask you, how do I find my selling limits? What about this? What about that? If you don't know how to answer those questions, it's okay. To be honest with you, when people ask me, because I use the Selling Manager Pro, so when I'm looking for my selling limits, as soon as I hit my eBay, my stuff's like on the front screen. But for somebody who doesn't have that, I don't know where the selling limits are, to be honest with you. I always tell people you just got to call eBay or you just look around. I don't know. And that doesn't mean you're a bad support, doesn't mean you're a bad leader. It just means that you're not supposed to be the expert on the eBay product. Roger's the expert. You're just the sponsoring affiliate. Now, that doesn't mean that you avoid all questions. It just means that you don't have to know every single answer, because most of the questions that people have when it comes to their eBay account is something they need to be calling into eBay for. We're affiliates for DS Domination. We're not affiliates for eBay. So at that point, you want to make sure that you're just guiding people in the right direction and providing them with the resources that they need in order to find the answers that they need. The third type of question that people will ask you, and this is very important, this is probably the most common thing that I run into, people will ask you questions that are irrelevant. In other words, they'll ask you just off-the-wall questions like math questions about percentages and stuff like that, and it's like Any question, if you legitimately go through all of the pro trainings and you watch some of the webinars, at that point, every question that you have is pretty much irrelevant. And I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying doesn't apply to what we're trying to accomplish here with DS Domination. You should know everything that you have to know in order to put up your first listing and make your first sale. After you make your first sale, that's when your belief is built to the point that you realize, okay, all I had to do was just follow the trainings. Anything other than following the trainings, you're overcomplicating the process, and you're just you're overthinking everything. You're looking for support, and you're looking for all these extra tips. But what you're really doing is and you might be doing this subconsciously, but you're almost keeping yourself from taking action. So,
Amen.
So that's what I like to get through to people as far as when I bring them on board. Go through the trainings, follow the webinars, get your first listing up. After that, pretty much every question that you have, you'll have the answer to it. Because it might be small technical things, but that's something that you kind of just figure out as you go through the process. So, Wes, I know you're really good at connecting with people. You have anything you want to add to that?
Man, you've said so many great things, and I'm so glad we're recording these. These are things that you and I, everybody from novice to expert, need to live by as pretty much the ABCs of connecting with people, the ABCs of our business. So that's what we're going through here. And Troy, I want to go back and reiterate a point that you just made, is that you and I, although we are successful and very successful with DS Domination, and sorry, I think I just locked up for a moment there, although we're very successful, sorry guys, I may be having some technical difficulties, so just hang with me if I lock up on this side video-wise. But
I hear you fine, man. You're coming through just fine.
Okay, good. It shows me locking up on camera on my side, but of course, we all want to be a success in what we do. That's a given. And we see all these testimonials out there of how successful people are and the things that they're doing. And like Troy said, sometimes we can get in the mode where we're learning and learning and learning and learning and listening, and that's great. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time you're doing those things, when you're going through those videos in the pro section, in the elite section, whatever module you're in, and Roger Langell tells us now, go ahead and take action, we need to take action. And sometimes I understand you're kind of weird, maybe you're afraid that you're going to make a mistake, but that's where you've got to have faith in yourself. You've got to have faith in the system and just go for it. And that's where leaders, like we're training you to be, leaders like Troy and myself and Roger, we're able to kind of give you that nudge and push you out the nest in a very healthy way, if you will, kind of like Mama or Papa Bird. And it's definitely a great thing to be educated and to become an expert in your trade, if you will. But if you're just in a learning phase all the time and never putting any of that into action, unfortunately, you're never going to see any results. So there has to be a good balance there, and you have to be willing to go out there and make mistakes. Just go for it. I love the quote that Michael Jordan, one of the best basketball players in the NBA that we've had in all time, said the only time that he was a failure is when he didn't take the shot, or something like that. Troy, I can't remember exactly what it was, but
hey, that sounded pretty good. I guess it's Wes Wingo's quote now.
Yeah, there you go. The only time you lose is when you don't take the shot. I mean, you think about it. If Michael Jordan never took those shots, he would have never made any field goals. He never would have made any hoops. I mean, never would have scored a point. So, first of all, we have to work on ourselves and work on our confidence, and that may take some time to believe in yourself again, or whatever may be holding you back. I was talking to Troy today, and there are some of you out there that may think that you're not a leader. Maybe you think that you're not built to help others, but I'm telling you, everybody in this whole group is able to help somebody. Guaranteed. I know you have the heart inside of you to help others, and what happens is, even if you whether you want to help people or not, when people see that you're serious about any business and you start experiencing success like you do in DS Domination rather quickly, they're going to want to know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Well, when you first become an affiliate, you don't, first of all, you can get into a thing called information overload where you're trying to become too much of an expert, like I spoke of, too quickly. You're trying to ingest way too much information when you just need to go out there and just share your passion and share your experience of how you're successful with your friends, with your family, with your neighbors. And, you know, one of the ways that I've done that, and we talked about last week, was just making a post from time to time about my passion for DS Domination and some success that I'm experiencing. Again, you're going to always have your haters. You're going to always have those that think that you're running a pyramid scheme or whatever, but when you're passionate about something, you're going to want to share it. For instance, Troy, if you or I found a good restaurant, we'd probably tell each other about it. If I was in Charlotte visiting and you had a great place that served a great steak, you would probably say, hey, man, you might want to go try this place. You know, so definitely want to become passionate about your business, and that comes with success, of course. So I want to get everybody out of the mindset that you can't do something. You all, and I believe in all of you, I may not have met all of you personally, but if I can do something, I know you can. If you can set your mind to something, you can be successful. So one of the biggest things that you have to do when you're building a team of any kind, and trust me, when I'm saying all this, I want you to know that I, too, have failed many times. I've fallen on the floor, but you have to just get back up, brush that dirt off your shoulder, and keep marching on. You have to. I mean, we're going to be nothing but unsuccessful if we just remain stagnant for the rest of our lives and in fear and worried about taking on a task or doing something new or maybe not trying something we've never done before. So that's where Troy and I come in here to help you, is to build a team. And one of the things that I do for sure, I love people, is immediately when they join my team, I send them out either a phone call or I'm more apt to send a welcome email because, you know, you're staying so busy, but definitely want to take that 2, 3, 5 minutes to send an email out to the people that are joining your team. I personally try to connect with them on Facebook, ask them to join me as a friend on Facebook, and ask for their permission to stay connected with them. And I created, actually, and I'll teach you all how to do this, I created an address list of all my DS Domination team, everybody that's on the team. And when I have news or when I experience success or when I have a meeting, I send out an email. Now, have I done that continuously like I should have? Have I been perfect and never missed one email? No, I've dropped the ball. But that's where we have to decide that we're going to grow. We have to decide that we're going to move forward and we're going to do better next time. My dad always said, even after we had a very successful day at work, he would say, son, you did a wonderful job, but you know we can always do better. And when I was younger, that used to aggravate me, but now I understand exactly what he was saying. So we want to make sure that we make that personal connection with a person. We want to make sure that we make that person that's joined our team to feel like they're more than just a number, to feel like that they are actual part of the team, that our heart is to see them as successful as we are, because many of you have joined many opportunities, Troy, I know you have as well, where people have taken your money for the startup, but then you never hear from them again, unfortunately, and that's unfortunate. So my goal and my hope, and Troy's is as well, is to help all of you become great leaders, not only to be successful in DS Domination, to become great and better leaders in life. So that's, you know, something I wanted to mention, is connecting with people is very key. Staying in touch with people is very key. And I know I'm talking a lot here, Troy, but
no, it's fine, man. It's all good information.
Well, keeping that connection with people is vital. And listen, Troy made a great point. Sometimes people are going to ask you questions that just blow your mind, questions that may seem irrelevant to you, questions that may have nothing to do with what you're trying to teach them or what they should be learning through Roger's training. But that's okay. We need to learn patience, because I was talking to Troy on the phone earlier today. You know, I have 15 years of experience in this industry, and I know he has around the same experience. And we didn't just start off knowing everything, or we still don't know everything, don't get me wrong, but we didn't just start off knowing 100% of everything there is to know about marketing, about affiliate marketing. It's taken time, it's taken years to learn, so you have to have patience with your team members. You have to kind of put your arm around them and say, hey man, you know, you don't need to be focusing on that, you need to focus on this, but make sure you're always pointing them in the right direction. And you know, I get kind of sad when I see people on Facebook making posts about team members that may ask them a stupid question, and they post it. You know, my granddad always taught me that you should never discipline your child out in public, and really you don't want to make a scene. And I feel like when you do something like that, belittle a team member in public, is just bad for team morale and just not a good thing to do. Morality-wise anyway, because that's not the way you would want to be treated. The old scripture, do unto others. So, you know, you definitely want to make the person feel like they're not inferior. Let them know that they're loved. Let them know that you care. Stay in touch with them. When they ask you a question, try to answer it as promptly as you can. And the most important thing to do, like Troy said, is when you don't know the answer to something or you don't know where to point them, always send them back to the expert, Roger Langell. Always send them back to the expert there at the help desk, and show them the way there. So just realize, people, that you don't have to be a master of anything, but with the right heart, you'll always have success. That is a key right there. With the right heart in anything, and with the right work ethic, you will experience success. So, Troy, did you have anything you wanted to add, brother?
Just a little bit. You know, when you're bringing somebody on board, and anybody who's on this webinar, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it recorded, if you've ever reached out to me and have asked me questions, you know that, like, I'm not scared to say I don't know, and you know, you shouldn't be either. If you're afraid to say I don't know, you know, if you're worried about, you know, somebody looking at you and thinking, oh, well, this person isn't perfect, it's not so much. It's kind of a self-image thing, to be honest with you. You want to be genuine. You know, people will respect you more if you come off as real. Like you know, like half the questions that I get on a daily basis, I don't know the answer to, but I'll find the answer to it. I just say that to people. You know, I don't know how to answer your question. I'll look through some of the resources that I have, and you know, in the meantime, you know, you can look through the knowledge base and take it to the help desk. It's not a bad thing if you don't know the answer. It's a bad thing if you just don't answer people. I mean, if you just you know, don't even like respond to messages and stuff like that, that's where it becomes a little bit you know, as far as like a bad support. But people don't care if you don't know the answer. They understand completely. And if you don't know the answer, go up line. You know, if I'm your sponsor and you've got somebody who's asking you a question, ask me. If I don't know the answer, I'll ask Wes. You know, if Wes doesn't know the answer, you know, we'll find the answer somewhere. Somebody's got the answer. And if it's such a pressing issue that it needs to be answered right away, you know, we'll figure it out together. We're a team. We work together. We're here. You know, if you're trying to do this on your own, you're operating with an employee mindset. Mm-hmm. And employees work that way. You know, if you have a job and your job is to I don't know, push pencils or whatever you're doing, that you are required to be the master at your job. In our atmosphere, we work as a team. You are not required to work alone. If you're trying to work this alone, you're probably not seeing the success that you want to see, just because, you know, where I'm weak, Wes is strong. Where Wes is weak, I'm strong. You know, where you're weak, we'll fill in those gaps for you. You know, you may have strengths that I don't have and Wes doesn't have. You fit on this team, you know, especially on these Hangouts. I don't want this being me and Wes every single week. You know, by next week, I want to have at least one other, maybe two other people who are willing to step up, who have something to share. If you're willing to share, if you have something you want to say, I want you on this webinar because I want this team to work together. So feel free to step up, reach out to me, reach out to Wes. We're not closed-minded people. We want you to step up, and we want to give you the spotlight so you can add value to the team, and we can add value to you as well. So just keep in mind that when you're bringing somebody on board, it's almost like bringing somebody into a party. Your goal is not to be the entertainer of the party. Now, if you're naturally like that, cool, do it. I'm not personally like that. I'm more of a very reserved person. But like if you're bringing somebody into a party, you introduce them to a couple people, you show them around a little bit, and then they have everything they need. If they want a drink, they get a drink. If they want whatever they want, everything's available to them the same way it's available to you. Same thing with DS Domination. Your job is to bring somebody on board, bring somebody in, help them get plugged into the Facebook group, help them get plugged into the team resources, show them how to find a help desk, and stuff like that. Your job is not to recreate all the training that's already in place. So also think of it like if you're ever driving down the road and you see the guy holding that sign and doing crazy stuff, and say like we have a restaurant called Moe's Southwest Grill here. And I just saw this guy today. It made me think of this. And he's just waving a sign out front. His whole job, he's not the guy making the burritos. He's not the guy, running the business. He's not the guy filling up doing all these tasks. He's the guy that's just telling people, hey, we've got burritos here. Come on inside. Here's my sign. Come inside. That's your job. You just bring people inside. And once people are there, we'll come in as a team. We'll be the support system for the team. Now, I know, we haven't been the absolute strongest team. I'll come right out and say it, but we're going. We've made mistakes. We're going to fix those mistakes. The point is, at this point, is move forward, fix mistakes, come together as a team. We need people to step up. So feel free to step up, and that's really all I had to add, man. So.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I was just sitting there soaking that in, man, like good sunshine. That was good stuff, Troy. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm so excited to get some of our team members here on the Hangouts with us. So please, and also if you have any questions for us, any viewers out there that are watching, just type in a question, and Troy and I will answer that to the best of our ability. But sure, if you bring somebody in to DS Domination, and you may not have ever brought anybody into an affiliate type situation or business before. Like Troy said, that's where the team takes over. All you have to do is make sure they get plugged into the Guerrilla Facebook group, plugged into the Roger Langel's Power Sellers group. And like I said, I'm going to show all of you. I'll actually post it on Facebook and show you how to make a contact list, an address list, if you will, of people, if you haven't already done so, of people that come into the business so that you can stay in touch with them. And what I do is I have a signature at the bottom of my email that shows them numerous ways to connect with me via LinkedIn, Facebook fan page, Google+, whatever, so I can help you all on how to stay in touch with people and more than anything, making people feel comfortable. Let's just say, I loved, Troy, your analogy. Let's just say that, Troy, you have a brand new girlfriend. You're introducing her to your family. Now, could you imagine if you take her to dinner at your home and you really never say a word about her or never introduce her to the family? How uncomfortable would your girlfriend feel? Okay. But the thing is, Troy, knowing the guy that he is, because he loves her enough in the first place to bring her to the family, is going to introduce her to them, make her feel more comfortable, and that's what our job is to you guys, and that's what your job is to the people that you bring into DS Domination. Now, one thing that I want to encourage you to do is, if you have been an affiliate before and you've seen people come and go, those people are still most likely hurting, and you need to stay in touch with them. And like I said, I can help you to build that contact list and kind of reach out to them. And you don't want to shoot business at them, first of all. You don't just want to say, hey, you need to come da-da-da-da-da because Wes and Troy are doing this. You just actually want to ask them how they're doing, how is life. Just create conversation and just let them know that you actually care. And it's just a good thing to stay in touch with people anyway that you brought in, just to let them know that outside of business that you care about their well-being, you care about how they're doing. That's what relationships are all about. We can't treat that person, that affiliate person who comes in, like I said, like they're a number, like where we only talk to them while they're signed up with DS Domination. We need to keep the doors open and keep communication open. And I'm telling you right now that I failed in that area many times. I've been so busy in my life with things not too long ago, and I've never really had health problems, but like I told you, I went through a little stint with some problems with inhaling too much dirt from a garden that I planted, that I had some health problems, and I actually lost contact with one gentleman I know, and this breaks my heart. I'm working on restoring that relationship, where he tried to call me several times, and I just didn't pick up the phone. I never texted him back and said, hey, man, I'm sorry, I'm out of it right now, but I'll be in touch with you soon. I didn't do any of that, and that's on me. And that's where we all need to improve in those areas in our life. We need to keep getting better, like my dad says. So really, I just wanted to encourage everybody tonight not to be afraid of the affiliate side of this business. Troy and I haven't even brought out to you, to many of you haven't even seen the website that Troy's created with all the wonderful training. That's coming, but we're ramping up to that because we just want to prepare you before we just throw you into something without educating you first or making you feel a little more comfortable. So that's coming. We've got great things ahead, and I'm not just saying that to get you to attend our Hangouts either. But Troy, that's about it for me. I don't want to be too long-winded tonight. I actually have some company that's coming over. Not that I'm cutting it short because of that, but they'll be here in about 10 minutes. But I just want to encourage everybody to just keep moving forward, to keep growing. And if fear gets in the way, or if you have questions, please throw those to Troy and I. Like Troy said, if we don't know the answer, we will find the answer, or we will point you to the right answer. Mm-hmm. With that being said, Troy, I think that's about all I have tonight. I love all of our guys so much and just appreciate the time that you give to us, Troy, and the time that they give to us and attention. And I'm excited about our future. I really am, not just saying that either. I really am truly pumped. And like I told you today, Troy, this is great because it helps to keep me grounded and keeps me in line. So I'll hand it over to you, buddy.
That's really all I had too, man. And you know, with Wes talking about the websites that we have that are available to everybody that are coming out, to be honest with you, they're fully finished. They're fully functional. Everything works on them. Still adding a little bit more content, but everything's completely finished. We will be rolling them out to the team. I guess by Tuesday we can roll it out. You know, everyone should already have us. You know, in the Facebook group, I posted some sign-up links. There's also something else that I'm working on too. It's not dramatically. I should have it done by tomorrow. I just don't want to hype it up just yet because I know I've set deadlines in the past and haven't hit them, and then everyone's asking me when it's going to be out. So just to keep that from happening, I do have something I'll have done by hopefully tomorrow, and then we'll have that ready for Tuesday as well. But yeah, outside of that, you know, guys, just stay on it as far as the recruiting. Obviously, these webinars that we're doing are geared towards the affiliate side, so don't be scared of the word recruiting. And as you're bringing people on board, just you almost want to stay out of the way. You know, open up the door, get out of the way. Let you know if they need support, if they need help, we're here for. We're going to work as a team to help your new people get to a point to where they feel comfortable with the product. And if they're here as affiliates, you know, we're going to provide a lot of tools for our affiliates to use too. And again, I say this every webinar. If you have any ideas, if you have any insight, anything that you want to add to the team, step up. We're looking for leaders. We're looking for people who want to step up. You don't have to be perfect. God knows I'm not perfect. Wes is pretty close, but unfortunately, Wes, we're not perfect either.
No.
You know, we're not a perfect team, but we, you know, together, working together, we can become stronger. So feel free to step up. You know, we're more than happy to have you on these Hangouts with us and adding value to our teams. And that's all I really have, man. And you know, thank you guys for coming out. I know it's Thursday, 8:30. There's a lot of different things that you could be doing, but shows that you're serious about your business if you're here tonight. So and I really appreciate that. I don't take it lightly. So And Wes, do you want to add anything, or do you want to just close it out?
Matt, I just appreciate it so much. The last thing I want to say is just keep pushing, keep moving forward. You know, I told you last week I have a whiteboard up here to my left where I have daily tasks. I erase them every day and start over new every morning with new tasks and put down how many listings that I'm going to put up for the day. What type of reading am I going to do for the day to strengthen my skills? You know, what kind of reading? What type of music am I going to listen to help to calm me down? What am I going to do for the day for exercise? What am I going to eat for the day? I do all those things. And am I perfect? No, but I'm getting there. Just keep moving forward, people. And just know that sometimes success takes time, okay? You have to plant the seed before you reap the harvest. You have to plant the seed before you reap the harvest. And that's the last thing I'm going to say. I love you guys and gals, and hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you again at our normal day on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. God bless you guys, and have a wonderful night.
Bye, guys.